Alright, can I fucking record? Holy shit, dude. This is like the 4th try I've tried recording. I gotta find a better way to record these videos. But yeah, I was with this girl a year ago, and I kind of got addicted to like nicotine and alcohol with her. I'm not gonna say it was because of her, but I definitely, I was definitely influenced by the poon to try to do these things. So like I was doing a lot of stupid shit at the time, and I kind of let my life fall, because of a girl. And when she broke my heart eventually, fucking ruined me for a little bit. I started going to the gym and shit, but like I was still addicted to these substances, primarily nicotine and alcohol and weed and shit. I never tried anything crazy, no perks or nothing. But if those were at my disposal, I probably would have gone down that path. Thankfully I didn't, right? And right now I'm in a great place, right? I just quit nicotine. I mean, I didn't just quit nicotine. I haven't smoked. I just haven't had nicotine in like 2 weeks. I think I'm doing pretty good without it now. Let me slow the fuck down. I'm going fast as shit. It would be a crazy video if I got pulled over. I don't have my wallet either. Forgot to bring my wallet with me. Hopefully this is still recording, dude. This is like the 4th time I've tried recording this shit. I got some pretty deep conversations with you guys, and I just fucked it up immediately. Yeah, man. Bad experiences with girls really impact a dude's life. Really makes you think of what it means to like somebody, to love somebody, to sit down and be comfortable with yourself. After that whole situation, I started getting with like a bunch of other girls, right? I started my hoe phase after breaking up with her, to fill that void. But that didn't fill up anything. It emptied my balls, but it didn't fill up my heart. You get what I'm saying? And your balls aren't as important as your heart. You guys gotta remember that. Your balls, you have 2 of them. You only have 1 heart. You gotta take care of the one thing you got, because your balls, you can get rid of one and you still have the other one. And even without your balls, you can still be a man. You still got a wiener and shit. So like without your heart though, you fucking die, bro. So you gotta really take care of that shit, bro. You can't be good in with these hoes and thinking that you can wife them up and shit. I'm still a little sick, so my voice is a little funny. But yeah, man, they'll fucking break your heart and then like move on immediately. And so you gotta do the same thing, man. You can't just sit there crying and shit, Why'd she leave me? What did I do wrong? I mean, if you did everything right, man, if you did everything right and it still didn't work out, then that shit wasn't gonna work out to begin with, bro. She wasn't for you, man. You gotta really appreciate the fact that you're still here. The fact that you're here is a fucking miracle. Life is a miracle, man, the more you look at it. The fact that you're alive, especially in a time with like not a lot of war and shit. I mean, we do have war and shit, but like not, if you're watching this, you're probably like chilling in your couch and shit. Like, you gotta realize where you are in life. Appreciate the things you got in life, man. I drive a pretty nice car now, but for a while I was driving like an older car, and looking back, I really wanted a new car, but now that I have it, it's not all that, man. I love it. I'm very grateful for it, but this doesn't satisfy or scratch that itch that you have, right? Because there's always something more, something better. What do rich people complain about? What do rich people always like compete with each other over? Fucking yachts and shit. Once you get to that wealth, you're not happy because there's people wealthier than you. And you forget how wealthy you really are, right? Unless you grew up in like the slums and grew up with nothing. Damn, bro, what the fuck? Can y'all even see me? I can't see y'all. Like I have a Z Fold, so like I got it set up kind of funky. Hopefully you can hear me at least. What was I talking about? Yeah, I forgot what the fuck I was talking about. Yeah, I have no clue what I was talking about. I don't even know why I paused it there. I was just kind of blankly thinking. So I might as well just keep talking and shit, Looking around me, I see a lot of trees. all these trees have so much history to them, you know. You gotta really appreciate things in life. Oh, that's what I was talking about, appreciating things. Yeah, man. Like, the fucking tree outside your lawn, you know, that's been there for like 50 years. It's seen like 3 generations of families move in and out of your house or apartment, wherever the fuck you live in. And, you know, you find beauty in things when you start looking at things in that way, in that nature. You find beauty in other people, right? You see a homeless dude on the street, you might think like, oh, get a job or something. But then you don't take in consideration like their life, right? Maybe you started off with a mother or a father, maybe neither, maybe both, and you ended up pretty good, right? Like, maybe they didn't have the same thing you had. You know, maybe they grew up and they just got beat every fucking day of their life, right? Their dad was like an alcoholic, used to beat the shit out of them, you know, to get home and just like grab them by the neck, throw them or something, and like start punching them in the face and shit. And, you know, you're out here worried about having homework when you get home from school. Well, that kid's worried about staying fucking alive, you know, trying to save his mom from getting killed by their drunk dad or some shit, right? So you gotta appreciate the fact that you're not in a situation like that. And because, like, imagine if you were, bro, right? You gotta go to school. Damn, at this point, I don't even want to go to school, because you go to school and you're just getting fucking bullied all day. You go home and your dad's beating the shit out of you. Shit, I might as well give up too. Fuck, I'd start doing drugs. I'd start doing fucking meth at 12 years old and shit. If that was my fucking life, you know, I would hate that shit. But I did it, right? So I grew up with, you know, 2 loving parents, kinda, in a decent country, kinda. But look at me now, working every day, fucking 10 hours a day, Saturdays too, sometimes Sundays, right? You start getting tired. That's the thing in America. That's all you do. You work and you have nice shit, but you don't have that nice shit to enjoy with other people. So, got me thinking, right? What the fuck is the point of all this shit if we're not gonna enjoy it? So you gotta enjoy the small things when you can, right? You gotta take things at face value, right? Take things as they are. You know, you're 30 years old, you're single, you're like an incel or something. Like, bro, come on, bro. Find something to do. Find a fucking hobby or something. I think a lot of people just don't have hobbies anymore. What the fuck? My car just beeped at me. I don't know why. But yeah, man. You know, y'all gotta find fucking hobbies to do. Start drawing, you know, go to the gym or something. Right now, that's my thing, right? I used to draw a lot. I used to skateboard a little bit. I was pretty good at school, but, you know, I didn't really fully commit to that path. You got to commit to things, right? You got to do a lot of things when you're young, and then commit to something once you reach an age where your brain is mostly developed. I'd say my brain is probably at like 90% development at this point. I really don't. I can't see myself thinking any differently than I do now. But, you know, I've said that the last like 5 or 10 years of my life, right? When I was like 14, I was like, yeah, I can't possibly imagine being smarter than I am right now. And then, you know, but every year you're like, damn, I really didn't know what the fuck I was talking about last year. But, you know, these years, after last year, you know, I think I grew a lot. And I hope I can keep growing and finding more secrets to life and shit. But yeah, man, right now, mentally, I'm pretty comfortable. You know, I'm chilling. I'm making decent money. I'm single. So I don't gotta worry about nothing. I got a dog. You know, my parents might be moving back to Mexico soon. So I'm probably gonna have to try to get an apartment. Damn. My camera got fucked, but I'm gonna fix it in a second, because I'm driving right now. Hopefully that's good. Yeah, man. So be comfortable in your skin. Be confident. Be confident early on. It's hard to get confident later in your life. I was really insecure in high school. I wish I wasn't. There was a lot of opportunities that I missed out on. A lot of friends that I lost because of this. But you know, eventually you wake up. Eventually you figure things out. Some people wake up earlier than others do. Some people wake up in their mid-40s. Some people wake up when they're fucking 10 or whatever. You know, it's all about who you surround yourself and what you surround yourself with. You know, you are what you are. You are what you surround yourself with. If you're always hanging out with drunkies and fucking meth heads, and you're always doing drugs, and you're always fucking, you know, hating your life and shit, and like, of course, that's how you're gonna be for the rest of your life. You know. That's because that's what you ended up being comfortable with. But if you become, like, if you say that you're a hard worker or whatever, you know, you'll be a hard worker, man. You gotta fake it till you make it. I tell that to everybody I meet. You know, every insecure person I've met, you know, that I try to help out, because I try to put myself in their shoes now. You know, the one thing I tell them is to be confident, bro. You gotta fake it till you make it, right? You want to start getting bitches, you gotta act like you get bitches, bro. You know, you want to start making money, you got to start acting like you get money, man. And, you know, eventually, subconsciously, you're going to start doing things that match that lifestyle. Like, if you say you're a player, you might, you know, you're not going to want to be scared of the HUDs in front of your friends or whatever. Drop my fucking camera again. I got to really find a better way to have my phone up or whatever. I think you can see me there. I don't know, man. Maybe you haven't been able to see me the whole fucking time, who knows? But you gotta be comfortable, man. You gotta be comfortable. You get one fucking shot. You not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. Move it or lose yourself. Bro, Eminem fucking sucks now, bro. Well, obviously, because he's fucking old now. You know, you're gonna age and shit. So you gotta realize, you know, you gotta do things when you can, right? So like if you're able-bodied, you know, you're young, you can fucking run and shit, you can jump. Even if you're fucking fat, you gotta realize, bro, you can fatten yourself. You can like get muscle pretty quickly if you're young, man. Like once you're old, bro, you're cooked. What the fuck are you gonna do when your skin is too saggy to fucking, you know, stick to your stomach and get abs and shit? You can't do shit at that point once you're too fucking old and shit. Bro, people cannot drive in Virginia, man. At all. Especially like in Newport News, bro. If y'all have never visited Virginia, bro, get ready for Newport News driving, bro. Because something about these people is not right, bro. Look, this dude's about to cut me off. Alright, never mind. The one Virginia driver that knows how to drive. You know, I be saying that shit, man, but sometimes, you know, I really do be fucking up on the road, too. Like, I ain't gonna lie. When I first started driving, I couldn't drive for shit. You know. I'm here at the car wash. I'm gonna get my car washed. So, give me a second. So I got one of those car wash subscriptions where you pay monthly and you can just come and wash your car as much as you want. Here's the thing though, I know this kind of car wash isn't really appreciated in the car community because they'd be scratching up your paint and shit. But like, bro, come on, bro. Like, it's not like I got a garage or anything. I don't got fucking time to be washing my car and shit, you know. If I ever do want to put my car in a show, you know, I'll just get it redone. Like, I'll get the paint refurbished or whatever the fuck. But, you know, for right now, it's not like my car is a fucking show car or anything. It's a fucking Civic at the end of the day. It's a Civic Si. Not to flex or anything, but, you know, it's a manual with a little turbo in it. But, like, it's not quick or nothing, but it feels quick. But, you know, this car isn't going to fucking, you know, it's not going to make people's minds explode. But it looks nice, you know. I want to keep it looking nice. If that means taking it to the car wash and getting like those little micro scratches here and there, I mean, I don't have an issue with that, you know. It's whatever. It's really not that fucking serious, bro. Like a lot of these dudes online be fucking tripping over their cars like anybody gives a shit, bro. Really, nobody gives a fuck. right? Before you got that car, did you even know it fucking existed? Like this car right here, like I really like it, but like not even like 2 years ago, I was driving a Civic Sport 2024, so it was like the same fucking model and color and everything. It just wasn't the SI version. But you know, I was like, yeah, maybe one day I'll get an SI, and then I ended up getting the fucking SI, and now I'm like loving this car. But like, you know, not everybody thinks about things the same way you will. You gotta always keep that in mind. You know, what you think is cool, someone else might think is lame. What you think is lame, someone else might think is cool. So you gotta start just appreciating the shit you appreciate, and appreciate it in your own way. You know, don't follow no trends. Don't follow no fucking nobody else's advice. I mean, take advice, bro. You know, that's something kids like these days, you know, I say that like I'm fucking old. I'm only 22. But like kids nowadays, you know, the kids I be seeing, bro, half of them just don't want to take advice, man, you know. You got to realize, you know, people older than you, like even old heads, like it took me a minute to realize this shit too, cuz I also had a fucking teenage ego. But, you know, old heads, they know what they're talking about, man. They've been here longer. Most of the time. Most of the time they know what they're talking about. Sometimes they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And, you know, you got to take these things into perspective, right? Are you going to go to a construction site and argue with the dude that's telling you how to do something a proper way just because you saw a fucking YouTube video? Like, no, bro. This dude's been doing this shit for 30 years, bro. You like, nothing has changed, right? Am I going to take advice on an older person when it comes to dating and shit? Hell fucking no. Because, you know, dating now is very different than it was even 10 years ago, right? I don't want to get into like my opinions and shit on that because some of it might be controversial or whatever the fuck. But, you know, you gotta take things at face value. Oh, you know, man, this is just taking a fucking minute up here. I don't know how long this video is gonna be or how many fucking splices I'm gonna make because I know I tried to record this a couple times but kept fucking up. Yeah, man. Let me see if I can. Now's a good time to fix this shit. You know what? I don't give a fuck. I really don't give a fuck. And I definitely have a lot of shit to talk about, right? I'm not gonna run out of shit to talk about. I talk a lot. Anybody that's known me knows I talk a shit ton. And it's usually about retarded shit, right? Nothing, you know, I do be saying some controversial shit here and then, but, like, I'm not edgy or nothing. Like, I'm not, like, a fucking edgelord. I'm mostly liberal, but, you know, some shit's stupid to me. Yeah, man. Life happens, and you gotta just keep going. You know, I'm pretty sure that guy works where I work, man. It's a small fucking world, man. You gotta realize all these people have lives and shit, man. You look at your boss and you're like, oh, this fucking asshole. Oh my god, I'm sick of this shit. Always asking me to fucking, you know, clean this and do that and train this person and train that person. But then you forget that this dude, you know, he worked your fucking job for like 10 years and, you know, he's been in the same position you have. You know, unless he's, like, being abusive with his power, you know, you gotta realize, you know, he's just doing his fucking job, right? If you're just fucking sitting around not doing shit, his bosses are on his ass to get shit done, and you're out here fucking playing games and shit. Is it finally time yet? Bro, I've been sitting at this car wash for a fucking minute. Alright, finally. I'm in the car wash, y'all. I don't gotta touch my car no more. Yeah. Y'all gotta realize, you know, like, your life is fucking short. You gotta commit to something. Whether it's kids or, like, if you already cooked yourself and you have a kid early in your life, you're already fucked, man. You already ruined your life. Well, you didn't ruin it or anything, but, like, you already just, significantly, like, disabled yourself. Because having a kid, you know, your life is no longer just yours. It's their life, you know, until they're 18 or older, you know, knowing how things are going now, maybe even older than that. So you gotta be fucking smart with who you're fucking and shit, man. You know, don't poke a hole in the condom and get fucked. I had a baby scare maybe a year ago. And, you know, canon event for most guys is to have a baby scare at some point in their life. And that changes your brain chemistry, man. You know, the moment it happens, you're just thinking like, oh my God, that's it. You know, I could be a father within 9 months. And, you know, you start thinking, you're like, you always think like, oh, fathers, you know, they just have that in their brain. You know, they just suddenly become a dad. And, you know, now they're different. But hell no, bro. Hell no, bro. You right now, you could be a father right now with the mentality you have right now, bro. If you're fucking worried about the next Clash of Clans event or whatever, or you're worried about what's going to happen in the next Fortnite event, you know, is that the fucking father you want to be, bro? You know, just saying. Just saying. You know, you could still like those things, but, you know, if you're going to be doing grown shit, you gotta be acting grown sometime at some point. Not that I'm a very grown man myself. I still act like a kid sometimes. You know, I feel the same as I did when I was like 17 or 20. I'm almost 23. I'll be 23 next year. Gotta start getting my shit together. You know, that's why I brought up the girl subject earlier. You gotta realize, man, you know, you don't gotta stick with no girl for a long time. You don't gotta settle, right? If you find the one, then you find the one, man. But like, you gotta not dedicate your life to finding that person, because there's a lot of other shit you could be doing. A shit ton of other stuff you could be doing. You can start a fucking business. You can go to school. You know, no kids, no girlfriends means you could do whatever you want, bro. A girl's coming on to you, you know, she wants that banana. You can give her the banana, man, and no shame, no worry, and like, you know, guilt-free, conscience-free. You know, you don't gotta be worried about cheating on nobody. It's a great life to live, a single life. Oh, the single ladies, the single ladies. So, live your life to the fullest, man. Have fun. That's all you can do. You gotta find the moments of peace in the chaos of America, in the American dream. American dream is fucking dead anyway, but whatever, man. You know. I'm very excited for the next UFC card for sure. UFC 322 Islam Makhachev versus Jack Della Maddalena. I'm rooting for Jack for real, but I'm a huge Islam fan. But I really want JDM to win, man. I really fuck with that guy heavy, you know. But we'll see how that goes. I'll keep y'all updated. Thanks for listening, man. You know, I'm going to probably let y'all go because I got to clean my car, bro. Look at this shit. All that shit in there, bro. So, you know, peace out. Thanks for listening, man. You know, I expect a lot of videos like this to happen. This is 23 minutes long? Oh, my God. Holy shit.